All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Derek Watts. Say hello to Derek Watts II. D-Dub, what's going on?
What's happening, everybody? Happy Thanksgiving. Another edition going on. Derek Watts, what's happening?
Yep, another edition, Thanksgiving recaps of the three games that just happened today. Last one with the Saints and the Falcons. I'm good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Pretty impressive start for the New Orleans Saints, I'll tell you that, man. That's one thing. The Chicago Bears, too. They're off to a phenomenal start so far, too.
Look at them, too. Yeah. After getting Camille Mack and getting some things together on that defense kind of helps that.
Yep, most definitely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with this recap, Thanksgiving recap, we're just going to run through the games real quick, just have some insights from what the NFL has, and then we're just going to read some stats off and then thoughts for each of the three Thanksgiving games. Jerry, ready to rock it?
Let's rock it.
All right, let's start off with the 12:30 game, and that was the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions. The Chicago Bears are now 8-3. The Detroit Lions are 4-7. The Bears defeated the Lions 23-16 as an NFC North division battle. Stats for this game: Chase Daniel was 27 for 37, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no picks. Let's see what we got here. Nothing of interest to me. And for the Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford was 28 for 38, 236 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 picks. LeGarrette Blount, that's not good. LeGarrette Blount had 19 attempts for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. That's where both their touchdowns came from. The insights of this game after today's games for the Chicago Bears wreaking havoc. The Bears defense has 20 interceptions this season. That is the most in the NFL. They have allowed 19 passing touchdowns.
Wow.
Chase Daniels and Matthew Stafford, of course, I just read their stats off, but to include for Chase Daniels, his passer rating was 106.8, and Matthew Stafford's was 67.4. Matthew Stafford versus the top defenses. He is now 5-18 against opponents with a top 5 scoring defense entering into this game. The Bears ranked 4th in the NFL in scoring defense. Second touchdown to the last 5 days. Let's go to Eddie Jackson. He has had as many touchdowns this season, which is 3. As Julio Jones has 3 also. Juju Smith-Schuster, 3 also, and Keenan Allen with 3 also. He has more touchdowns than Jarvis Landry with 2 and LaShawn McCoy with 2. And another touchdown for LeGarrette Blount. He had 43 rushing yards, including in the playoff. Rushing touchdowns, including the playoffs since 2014, and that is the most in the NFL over that span. Daniel Mizzle for a touchdown. Chase Daniels, 10-yard touchdown pass to Laquan Mizzle in the second quarter was Daniels' second career touchdown pass and Mizzle's first career touchdown. The lack of the run game, the Bears and the Lions combined for only 14 rushing yards in the first quarter, the second fewest rush yards in the first quarter of a game this season. Quick turnaround. The Chicago Bears played last Sunday night, which makes this the fastest Sunday to Thursday turnaround since the 2000 season. 88 hours between kickoffs.
Get out of town.
And lastly but not least, terrorizing offenses. Khalil Mack leads the league with 5 forced fumbles this season. That is more than 6 NFL teams. Daryl, your thoughts for this Detroit Lions-Chicago Bears game?
Oakland Raiders jacked up.
Agreed. You know I agree with that. There's no doubt about it.
Khalil Mack is just – let me see how I could put this delicately. And what they say about Peyton Manning, him being the sheriff of offense, Khalil Mack, I just got to throw it out there. He's the sheriff of the defense.
Yeah,
he's terrible.
It took him it took him a minute to get adjusted to the Bears defense, but now that he's adjusted, no stopping him.
Yeah, no stopping him there.
No stopping him. No stopping that Bears defense. Bears defense has gotten strong with Khalil Mack. Oakland's defense has gotten weaker without Khalil Mack. Just the worst move for Oakland because now the Bears are now 8-3. Oakland, I believe, is 3-8. I believe
something like that.
Something of that nature, I believe. Let me double check. I got it here. Just need to find it. They are 2-8. Sorry.
And big ups to Chase Daniels getting his first win.
Yeah, absolutely. Without Mitchell
Trubisky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, without him, and they still pull off that win.
Absolutely.
Unlike this next team, the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys, both teams are both 6-5 on the year. The Dallas Cowboys defeated the Washington Redskins 31-23. Stats of this game: Colt McCoy was 24 for 38 for the Washington Redskins, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks. Adrian Peterson had 35 yards rushing on the ground, no touchdowns. Vernon Davis had 2 receptions for 73 yards and 1 touchdown. The insights for this game, here we go. The trend continues. Ezekiel Elliott, I'm sorry, let's run that back. The Cowboys are now 25-5 in the Prescott-Elliott era when Ezekiel Elliott rushes for 70-plus yards. They are 0-6 when he rushes for fewer yards than 70. Research facts. Amari Cooper, 90-yard touchdown reception was the Cowboys' longest pass play since Week 17 of 1999, when Jason Tucker hauled in a 90-yard touchdown pass from one Troy Aikman. Once again, going with Amari Cooper, he's fitting in nicely. Amari Cooper had 3 receiver touchdowns in 4 games with the Cowboys this season, 1 touchdown in 6 games with the Raiders. Let's back up a minute here. I didn't even do the Cowboys stats. Dakota Prescott, 22 for 31, 289 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Ezekiel Elliott, 121 rushing yards for 1 touchdowns off 26 attempts. And Amari Cooper, I already just said it, but I'm going to say it again. 8 receptions for 180 yards, 2 touchdowns with 9 targets on his belt. Now, back to the insights of the game. 53 yards to the house. Colt McCoy, 53-yard touchdown pass to Vernon Davis in the second quarter. It's the Redskins' longest completion this season. All of this is via the NFL app under Insights. Good information to share. Can't be stopped. Ezekiel Elliott has 28 rushing touchdowns since entering the NFL in 2016, trailing only Todd Gurley with 32. Similar starts to their careers. Here we go. I got to take a drink for this one.
While waiting.
Ezekiel Elliott and Adrian Peterson. Ezekiel Elliott in his first 35 career games, he has 3,567 rushing yards, 27 rush touchdowns, and 32 scrimmage touchdowns. Adrian Peterson in his first 35 career games, 3,576 rushing yards, 29 rushing touchdowns, and 30 scrimmage touchdowns. Battle of elite running backs. This is the first matchup between 2 players in the top 5 in rushing yards per game in NFL history since. You want to take a guess at the 2 the 2 running backs?
Terrell Davis and Emmitt Smith.
Met in week 2 of 1998 and battling for first. The previous 3 leaders of the NFC East after week 12 went to win the divisions that season. Any thoughts on this game?
Once again, the Oakland Raiders jacked up. You let Amari Cooper go off a trade, and he's fitting in just nicely. So now you really put yourself in the predicament that the Cowboys and the Bears – well, I lost my train of thought that quick. the Cowboys and the Bears has really made a benefit to their trade like they're supposed to. So
here's the thing. I think John Gruden wants to try to have a young team, but that kind of disturbs me because you don't really have the veterans to kind of help lead these young guys. It's like he wants to do, which nothing wrong with it. He wants to do everything himself, but at the end of the day, you're only going to shoot yourself in the foot.
I think this is working so far. This is working.
Yeah, he's shooting himself in the foot. You got draft pick coming in 2019, maybe 2020, maybe. Not 100% sure, but here you are doing this. I just don't understand it.
I don't either.
I don't know how much longer he can last doing this, so I would tread very carefully from here on out.
I agree.
Especially getting rid of Camille Mack and Amari Cooper.
Yeah, I agree.
And then lastly but not least, this game just got finished off the regular Thursday night football game that's normally aired around this time. The Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. The Atlanta Falcons are 4-6 on the year. New Orleans Saints are 9-1 on the year. The Saints defeated the Falcons 31-17. It looked like that the Falcons had a chance to come back after they scored their touchdown within the last few minutes of the game, but did not recover the onside kick to try to continue their comeback. For the Atlanta Falcons, you have Matt Ryan, 35 for 47, 377 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Matt Ryan led all the team in rushings with 2 touches for 16 yards.
Garbage. That is garbage.
Julio Jones, 11 receptions for 147 yards and no touchdowns. And then for the New Orleans Saints side, Drew Brees, 15 for 22, 171 yards, 4 touchdowns and a pick. Alvin Kamara, 14 attempts for 89 yards and no touchdowns. Mark Ingram, 11 attempts for 52 yards and no touchdowns. Benjamin Watson, 1 reception for 20 yards. Mark Ingram, 2 receptions for 14 yards. Insights for this game, the last game. Here we go. Spreading the ball around. Drew Brees has thrown a touchdown pass to 13 different players this season, tied for the most in a season since 1970. Matt Ryan in 2016 is the other quarterback to accomplish this feat. This makes you think of what you need to know in the 7 stats.
Yeah, sure does. Some good insight, though.
Yeah, it is.
Matt
Ryan and Drew Brees. Again, read the stats off, but for their passer rating, Matt Ryan was 102.9 with his passer rating. Drew Brees, 111.9 passer rating. Saints defense heating up. Saints had 8 takeaways in their first 8 games. They now have 9 takeaways in their last 3 games. Mistake prone. The Falcons have fumbled 5. The Falcons have 5 fumbles lost in their last 3 games, including tonight, which was 2 fumbles lost in the first 8 games of the season. Hot streak continued for Julio Jones, has 100-plus receiving yards in 6 straight games, the longest active streak in the NFL, and the longest streak in Falcons history. Who dat? On the offense, with Pro Bowlers Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas, Drew Brees has thrown touchdown passes to Tommy Lee Lewis, Austin Carr, Dan Arnold, and Keith Kirkwood. No trouble finding the end zone. Calvin Ridley now has 4 receiving touchdowns in 2 career games versus the Saints and 8 receiving touchdowns in the first 11 career games. Sharing the wealth is what Mr. Brees does best. Tight end Dan Arnold is the 50th Saints player to catch a touchdown pass from one Drew Brees. Can you imagine how many teammates he's had over the years?
It's a lot of money to be given out, player.
Right. Brees sacked. Drew Brees has been sacked for the first time in his last 5 games. 4 straight games without being sacked was tied for the longest streak of his career. And lastly but not least, making his mark in history, Alvin Kamara is the fourth player in NFL history with both 500-plus rushing yards and 500-plus receiving yards in each of his first 2 seasons. Insights for all 3 games, and the one I just read was the Atlanta Falcons versus the New Orleans Saints via the NFL app. Daryl, got anything you want to add to that?
Well, the Falcons ain't going to get nothing done if they don't get that running game going. If your quarterback has to lead in rushing, that is not a rusher, not a runner. They got to get something done with that. Now, it's a whole different perception with Lamar Jackson with the Baltimore Ravens. That's a whole different story because he's a scrabbling quarterback too. Matt Ryan isn't. So he can't be leading in the category of rushing for under 20 yards. That just ain't going to work. Although he did throw, 2 touchdowns in the pick, or was it 4 touchdowns and 2 picks?
Who?
Matt Ryan.
2 touchdowns in the pick.
Two touchdowns in the pick.
Let me check that. Let me double check my facts. He threw 2 touchdowns in the pick.
Yeah. That's not going to get the job done. You have to do better offensively, and the mistake prones, they got to hold on to that football, take better care of the football. So they're not going to get it done. They're not going to win any more games like that. It's just how it is.
My concern now, after this performance alone, is Dan Quinn. Is he on the hot seat?
Well,
you got Matt Ryan leading the team in rushing with 16 yards with absolutely no backbone.
All right.
Absolutely none.
Nothing.
You had no balance on the offensive end. Wow, I can't talk tonight. Not to include being 4-6 on the year. It makes me wonder if you are on the hot seat with this in particular performance from this game alone, if you are on the hot seat.
Yeah.
If I have anything to say about it, this man is on the hot seat.
Yeah, he's on the hot seat. He is there. Now they're not gonna say it, but I think that's the deal now.
Oh yeah, because look, I mean the rankings. 4th in passing, 4th in receiving. Great. 9th in first downs, 29th in rushing. That shows it right there.
Not good.
That shows it right there. Right there, right off the bat.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
No. You can't be 29th in rushing and expect to have a balanced offense. You literally would have to have no running back and somebody like Drew Brees to be able to lead a team. Well, Drew Brees didn't do that good when he didn't have a running back. He did, but he didn't.
He did, but he didn't.
He did,
but that is just that rushing game. It's just like it's been said. And I've said it before. They're losing the football. They're mistake prone. These mistakes, these turnovers are really going to have to change within the next few of these games in order for them to actually get things back into sync. But this is far-fetched.
Well, their playoff hosts are pretty much done for now.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much done for now. Just plain and simple. You just got to do better. Like I said, you got to do better holding on to the football. But my thing is that you just got to do better in the run game.
Of course you do.
You can't let your quarterback lead, and not only in throwing yards, the pass attack, but also in rushing. And it's less than 20 yards. Are you serious?
Yeah, you got to change that. That has got to change. Somebody has to come alive in that running game. They got to come alive because the Saints defense was just clicking on all cylinders, and they did not let up. They didn't let up.
That's like me leading Pongo in a walk. He should be leading me in a walk. He's the one with the nose. He's the one that's going for the walk. Why would I lead him?
Now you know you're bad. I mean, not on your side.
No, I mean literally behind me. Literally.
Oh, okay, that's different then.
No, literally behind me. No, it don't work like that. He leads me.
Yeah,
He leads
absolutely.
me.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan's supposed to lead in the pass attack. Your running backs are supposed to lead in your rushing game, your ground game. And particularly that should go to one, no idea. Tevin Coleman. Julio Jones is still wide receiver, so it don't matter. Mohamed Sanu.
Excuse me.
Y'all got to do better.
I agree.
Yeah, especially
Definitely.
against a division team. That gets me. That just gets me.
But sometimes those games are unpredictable though too, so you really have to kind of look out for that too.
Yeah. Real quick for the headlines before we get out of here with the final thoughts. Aaron Rodgers sees young self and Patrick Mahomes. Do you believe that?
Absolutely. I say that because Aaron Rodgers, when he came in for Brett Favre, that's all he was doing, was just winning and winning and winning, and then eventually leading to the Super Bowl and winning. So, and I think that's his only one thus far. But yes, I do see the only difference between, I think, actually, there is no differences. Actually, there is. There's only one difference between him and Mahomes, the jersey numbers. Other than that, they're the same.
Agreed. No, I agree. And I agree with Aaron Rodgers too. And I agree with your statement. And one last thing, real quick.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson says we're going to be throwing the football against the Raiders. Is this the right approach game plan for the Baltimore Ravens going up against the Oakland Raiders? Is that the case?
They can do whatever they want. I'm just being honest with you. They could run. Their run defense sucks. They could throw the football. The pass attack defense sucks too. So you don't have Khalil Mack.
It's 31st ranked Raiders run defense.
See, it's not good.
So is it a good game plan to throw the ball?
I mean, yeah, it is, but they can still do whatever they want. They can still run it. They can still throw it, because either way, none of their ranks are good in that perspective to actually just stick to the throwing the football. They got options.
But he wants to stick to this, in particular one, of throwing the football.
Sure, why not? It doesn't matter what you do, because either way, you're going to win the game.
Baltimore's ranked number 1 in defense. Raiders is ranked 23rd in defense. Raiders ranked 25th in offense, ranked 19th in passing, and ranked 24th in the rushing.
The only thing I'm concerned about is Baltimore's defense. I hope that they actually do come alive against the Raiders.
Their defense is number 1.
What game was that they lost? Was it last week?
Who?
Baltimore.
Yeah, I just don't know who. I forgot who was against.
Oh, no. What week is this? 12? They won last week. They went to the Bengals. So that wasn't the week. I think about it week 10.
Last time Ravens and Raiders played was October 8, 2017. The Ravens won that game 30-17. All right. Last part of our podcast. Final thoughts. Do you got anything?
Actually, I did have something. There was something I just found that I have to ask you. This is probably not going to be your expertise on it, but I really got to ask you because I found this very interesting. I don't know if you've seen it, but I got to ask you. some of this man, go to my ass anyway. Your top dunkers.
Oh, crap.
You see, yeah, I have to do this to you. You got Vince Carter, Jason Richardson, Zach LaVine. Now, you've seen proof of that during that 2016 dunk contest. Dr. J. I'm giving the preview to mine. LeBron James, scratch.
Absolutely.
Zion Williamson, that boy's a beast. Blake Griffin, Desmond Mason, Dominique Wilkins, Sean Kemp, Michael Jordan, or Nate Robinson.
Zach LaVine.
Now, you know how I felt about that dunk contest.
Here's the difference between Zach LaVine and everybody else on that list. They're posterizer dunkers. Zach LaVine.
I got Vince Carter.
Vince Carter's fair. I'm not even going to knock you for that one. Vince Carter's fair. But he's also a posterizer dunker too. But I'm going with Zach LaVine.
What about Nate Robinson? What do you think about him?
He just got bunnies. If he was on that list, I would have picked him.
He was on the list. He was the last person I named.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he was the last person I named.
I did not hear that name. I guess because I was to be scratching my ear.
Well, it serves you right. I guess it wasn't meant for you to hear it, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't. So now, now that I know Nate Robinson's on there, I'm picking him.
And he is a champion. So him, Spud Webb, among the short players. So they're champions.
Nate Robinson, plain and simple.
Yeah. And then his defense is pretty nasty too when it comes down to it. So yeah, that's a good pick too. But I still gotta stick with Vince Carter.
Nothing wrong with that. No, your favorite dunk comes from the Olympics.
Ooh. Ooh. Yes. Oh my goodness. I used to have that as my wallpaper on my phone. I gotta find it again. I gotta find it. But that's my final thoughts. There, you got anything?
Nope. I don't. All right. That's all we have, Daryl. You want to go ahead and wrap us on up and we can.
All right. So that is another edition of our podcast, special edition, Double Take Sports Talk, Thanksgiving edition. Of course, if you like what you see, just give this video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show? Just comment on the comment section below as usual. We are on the social media sites of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you have any questions for us, just hit us up there. And if you like them, we'll share them on the air in the next recording. And, of course, we're on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. And we're on iTunes also. We've been posting out different ones on Instagram. Check it out. It's on iTunes. Leave us a rate.
Catching up.
Yeah, catch it up, I should say. Yeah, we're catching up. So we're slowly getting up there to episode 12. So also leave us a review, and there'll be ways to help us to improve on our show. But until then, I'm Daryl. Derek's on the opposite side.
Yep.
All right, catch up with us on another episode of Don't Take Sports Talk. Until then, ciao.